Hi everybody, my name is Jeff Ritter. I'm the fitness director at the Newtown Athletic Club. This is Doug. Doug is one of our speed coaches here. And I'm going to take about 2 minutes and show you how to do a proper deadlift with a kettlebell. So I'm going to show you real quick, and then I'm going to instruct Doug, and what you'll be able to do is grab a kettlebell, do the movement by yourself after watching the video, ideally. If you still have questions, you can ask. But the idea is that we start with this deadlift first, you understand how to move it, and then you can build it from there on out. So the reason we're going to start with the deadlift is because everything originates from that deadlift position. So if you're doing something, let's say, like a goblet squat, or maybe you're going to understand how to clean and do all sorts of crazy movements eventually with the kettlebell, that's great. But everything originates from the deadlift. We've got to understand how to get the kettlebell up first before we go into anything else safely and effectively. So if we don't understand how to keep that back flat, how to use the hips the right way, then everything else could be a little bit screwed up. So let's focus on this first. It seems really simple, but there's a lot of moving parts. So Doug, what I want you to do is straddle the kettlebell so it's directly underneath you. We don't want it out in front at all. So directly underneath the hips. Feet are shoulder width. So a little bit wider than my hips. I'm going to keep my back flat, drop my hips down nice and low. As my hips come down really low, I pop my chest up and keep my arms straight. So with my arms straight, the bell right underneath of me, I'm going to look forward and slightly up. Drive my hips forward by pushing through my heels. Stop when the bell is just about like right next to my legs here. And then I'm going to slowly rock down, pushing my hips backwards. Throughout that movement, I want you to keep weight on your heel the whole time, okay? So go ahead and straddle the bell. Good. Hands on the bell. Good. Don't do anything yet. Just keep your hands on there. You're going to drop your hips down nice and low. Good. So his back's nice and flat, right? Shoulders are back. Pinch my fingers with your shoulder blades. Good. Arms are extended. Now try to come up, but don't move the kettlebell yet. So pull on that kettlebell, keeping your hips nice and low. Good. And you're going to drive through your heels, pushing the floor away from you, keeping your chest elevated. It's going to take about 1 second to come up, and I want you to breathe out when you do that, okay? So go ahead, pop up. Good. If you notice, stay right there, Doug. His shoulders and his hips and his ankles are just about in one straight line. That's really good. We don't want you to hyperextend and come back here. Okay, that's important. So at the top there, in order to avoid that, and Doug's not doing this, but he would squeeze his butt tight at the top, and it would prevent him from hyperextending. One thing we want to change a little bit, Doug, is bring those shoulders back slightly. There you go. So that's going to help out. It's going to be really hard to do on your own. Make sure you're looking in the mirror or asking somebody else for help. Come down in about 2 seconds, so nice and slow. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Good. All the weight is in the floor. It's a dead lift. We want to lift from a dead weight. So he goes to the second movement. As soon as that weight's in the ground for a second, he pops back up. It should take about 1 second to come up. Ready, Doug? Up. Good. And make sure you're breathing on the way up, okay? So down in 2 seconds. Good. Everything looks perfect. So I want you to knock out 5 by yourself. 1 on the way up, 2 on the way down. Go ahead. Good. Work on getting weight on those heels and the outsides of your feet. Keep your shoulders back. Good. He's breathing out when he comes up every single time. And then he comes down and lets go of the bottom. So step aside real quick. Thank you. It's important that when you're done with the weight, we don't do 5 or 10 beautiful repetitions all the way up and down, and everything looks great, and then you guys get really exhausted and you hurt yourself by just letting it down. So make sure that when you're done, the bell comes down the same way you brought it up and down. It's really good form. It's the same exact movement. So we want to finish the way that every single repetition was finished. Hope that makes sense. If you guys ever need any more help, myself, Doug, our other personal trainers are always on the floor to help you out. So we can take a couple minutes to show you how to do this exercise, or we could schedule an evaluation, which is always complimentary also, and go through a movement screen, teach a movement like the kettlebell deadlift, like a swing, maybe show some other things to you and help you out. Let us know. We're always here. Thank you.